So I had a new idea, as per usual, and this time for cleaning. So I'm going to change my system a little bit, or my setup, to reflect this new attempt to keep my house under control. So what I have been doing is to track the kind of cleaning that I do, like dishes, hoovering, recycling, laundry, and I also had a 2-minute hotspot inspired by Fly Lady. And now and again I've had this routine of cleaning a room a day. So Monday bathroom, Tuesday TV room, and so on. And also we've had this idea to do a quarter of an hour's cleaning per day, both me and my husband. As you can see, well, it's kind of empty. These two columns are. Although I do know that he's done his part some of the days, but I haven't documented it. Anyway, so this is my tracker for those of you who don't realize. This past Sunday, I tried something a little bit different where I cleaned for 5 minutes, like in 5-minute increments. And instead of doing the 2 minutes, which I felt it's perfect when you want to just clear one area. Like it is called a 2-minute hotspot, like that table where all the paperwork piles up. 2 minutes to clear that away is perfect. But I thought, I want to sort of tidy up a whole room, but it can't take more than 5 minutes. Like, the idea was that someone is at the door, like a friend comes to visit unannounced, and in a panic, you have to tidy a room where you're going to sit with your friend for 5 minutes. And what do you focus on then? You focus on the worst clutter, the things that look yucky, and perhaps, I don't know, it depends if you've got glasses standing around, like coffee cups, or maybe there are dust bunnies visible and you need to pick those up. So the absolute worst, like the surface cleaning you can do in 5 minutes. So I did that in one room, and then I did it in another, and another, and another. I did 6 times 5 minutes in different rooms. And I found, and you can see here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's today, something seems to be working. And I think it is that when I look at a room, I tend to be overwhelmed because there is so much to do. But when I know that I set an alarm, I can only do it for 5 minutes, it feels bite-sized. And even laundry, I've done it, I've tested this. I've set an alarm for 5 minutes, and laundry only takes 5 minutes, even though I have to go down into the basement with my wonky knees and, lug those things up and down, which feels like it takes at least 10 minutes, but it doesn't. It takes 5 minutes. And the same with the dishes. It takes 5 minutes to just whip the things out of the dishwasher and cram new stuff in and, choose a program. So I don't want to jinx it because I've had so many different cleaning schedules and routines and whatnot, but this feels different and it's mine. I came up with it, sort of. I've seen people do similar stuff, but the thing is, the only rule is that I can only do it for 5 minutes. I don't have to do a specific room. I don't have to do a specific task. There's a lot of freedom in this system. I can do anything. So, for example, I've done, for several days now, I've done the bedroom. And at first it was like I hoovered, I decluttered, I did all those things, and now there's nothing left to do. So what do I do then? Well, I start dusting. I start wiping, like wet wiping surfaces, like the mirror and stuff. And suddenly I mean, when I do these 5-minute, like focused sessions, I very quickly come down to deep cleaning, which, I mean, I almost never do. So, okay, I'll stop gushing about this. Obviously, I don't need to, but I wanted to document it in a more, in more detail than this. So I just picked a spread in my, the impact reflections section, for those of you who know my system, and put cleaning, and then I put Sunday and what I did, like the rooms I did, Monday, Tuesday, and I quickly realized this takes up a lot of room, so I went to the back into my random section, and today, this is Wednesday, I started a new spread for this. And obviously look at this, I've done 8 things today. 8 things! 8 times 5 minutes, what's that? 40 minutes. And I don't usually do 40 minutes of cleaning every day. That's not me. But obviously it is me, at least right now. So I want to continue doing this because it really, it motivates me to see things pile up, like the things I have done, not the things I have to do. These are not to-do lists. These are done lists. These are patting myself on the back because I'm so bloody great lists. So I want to continue doing that. And while I was on my morning pages, I was brainstorming about this and how to set up the next book, the July book, to accommodate this. And I think, I'm changing things up. So I have my planner booklet at the front. I will never change that, I think. It's such a good idea. And then I have my weekly memories as usual. That's not going to change either. But then I have my lists. So I have my gratitude lists, gratitude and wins. But then I thought, why not have more lists? Because right now I have this development section, and if you haven't watched my videos before, you should. This will be confusing because I'm flipping back and forth in the book between different sections, but I have a playlist where I go through all the sections, which will become obsolete soon because I'm changing things up. But no matter. I have liked using my development section where I journal about my energy levels, my sleep, my feelings and relationships, my physical ailments, and my mental work and my job. But I have noticed for example, when I go to the doctors and they ask, when did these problems start? I don't have an overview. I have journaled and I can go back through the pages and see, okay, this started the 13th of March. That's the first time I journaled about it. But it would be easier if I had one page or one spread about each thing, like my shoulder, my knees, my back, because nothing works in my body. That's just the way it is. I'm 46 and it's showing. So I thought, why not make more lists, have a whole big section. Actually, I counted 108 pages of lists. And this is not gratuitous lists. I know when you're a list maker, many of us are, aren't we? We like to do lists I'm going to read these books, I'm going to watch these films, and I want to use these dog names, whatever. But these are lists that I actually need or semi-need. things I want to look back on, like what we ate, how I felt, my energy levels, to learn things about myself and to just, develop. So I thought, well, why don't I just split these up and do one spread or one page per week for each thing on this list. I have this list to remember what to put on my development pages. But if I have like pages with a heading for each of those things, and I count out 4 pages, so I have 1 page per week in each monthly book, then it's very easy to find again. So everything to do with my shoulders are in one place, and so on. So I came up with 23 different areas that I want to journal about, and it all started with the cleaning. So yay. And this means, I think, that I want to ink more pages, because these lists are going to be on inked pages. And with inked, I mean that I prepare my books. This one is in the middle of preparing. I leave the first 30 pages blank or white, because that's for my planning. And then I ink the pages that I use for weekly memories and for my lists or development pages and my dailies. So far I've used I've inked page 30-ish to 145, and then I've left these pages blank or white for morning pages, random scribbling and sketching, like drawing. But now I realize that I will need more inked pages, because these lists will take up so much room. And I could put the lists in the back so I don't have to ink the pages, and just maybe embellish them some other way. But then when I looked at this, and I look at this, and well, I don't really know. Do I want these clean pages, or do I want them to be inked? Now that I start thinking about it, I actually don't know. I was going to say that I prefer this over this, but now that I see it, I'm not sure I agree with myself. So, yeah. I think my... Okay, I'm sorry, now I have to think on camera, because at least I know I need around 108 pages for my lists. So if this is my July book, and again, apologies, because wasn't I using this as my July book, or this? Well, I don't know, okay? I might just use another Leuchtturm like I usually do. So things change constantly over here. If you can't stomach that, this is not the channel for you. Yes, so what was I saying? 108 pages. If I use the white pages for that, I will need like 150, 142. Like from here, I would use these pages for the lists. And that means that I've already, in most of my books, I've already inked all the way up to page 145. Sorry about the traffic, but I just can't leave. I can't have closed windows. I will die in this weather. So I could do that, but then I would have to journal my morning pages on inked pages, and I'm not sure I want that. I really enjoy having these completely blank pages, perhaps with some small embellishments, because it lowers my expectations. Like I can write or draw or just make arrows, and it doesn't have to be pretty. But when I use my inked pages, I do like it to be fairly pretty. This is what you get when you do a lot of stuff beforehand, like you ink pages because you found the perfect system that you will always use, and then you realize, oh, did I really want to ink all these pages? I'm not sure. But these books are made for trial and error. I try things, and when they don't work out, I try something else. Just like I'm trying out this cleaning spread in the current book, even though I do track my cleaning on this page, and I started writing about my cleaning on this completely other spread. But that's fine, you know, life happens. So, be prepared, because the next book will look different. And I don't know yet where I'll put everything, but lots of lists, and I do think I'm onto something here as well, because by doing these development pages, I have pinpointed what I need to journal about, what I want to remember, what I want to reflect on, and now they get their own headings. So that's kind of the point, I guess. Another idea for this is to write my lists on these inked pages, and I've put here 146. So if I follow my plan and devote one page per week for each heading, I end up on page, or I need 146 pages for my 3 sections here, the planner booklet, the weekly memories, and the lists. Which means that my dailies would start on, well, page 148. And I would use half of the remaining pages for that, and half of the remaining pages for morning pages and sketching and random stuff. So yeah, from page 202 would be my morning pages. So I could do something different on the dailies. I could make backgrounds with acrylics instead of watercolor and all those things. I could make art journaling backgrounds, because I think I don't want my dailies to be as structured as they were in June. I mean, I've liked this. I drew all the pages beforehand and I've used them and I like it, but yeah, I think in July I want things to be a little bit freer. So one way of doing that is to actually leave them uninked, those pages, and do whatever I feel like on the day. I can glue on used up tissue paper, or as I said, use acrylics, or my usual Ecoline or whatever. Then again, I know that I'm not in the mood for crafting every day, so it is good to have, you know, the backgrounds done beforehand. So yeah, bottom line is I don't know. But these are my thoughts for the day, and these are the changes you will probably see as we go forward.